topic is traction motor. What is traction motor? Traction motor refers to an electric motor providing the primary rotational torque of a machine, usually for conversion into linear motion traction. Traction motor usually are in electrically powered rail vehicles such as electric multiple units and electric locomotives. Mechanical characteristic of traction motor: 1. Robustness and ability to withstand continuous vibration. Number 2. The weight of the traction motors should be minimum in order to increase the payload capacity of the vehicle. Third, the traction motor must be small in over dimensions. 4. The traction motor must be totally enclosed type to provide protection against dust and water, mud, etc. Electrical characteristic of traction motor: high starting torque, simple speed control, self-relieving property, possibility of dynamic or regenerative braking, capability of withstanding voltage functions, capability of withstanding temporary interrupt of supply, overload capacity, parallel running. Different type of traction motors: three-phase induction motor. Number 2, DC series traction motor. Number 3, single phase AC series motor. Three-phase induction motor provide constant speed operation, developing low starting torque, drawing high starting current, and complicated control network makes it unsuitable for electric traction work. Number 2, automatic regenerative is the main advantage is the traction with this motor. DC series motor develops a high torque at a low speed and low torque at high speed. Exact requirement of the traction unit. Number 2, torque is independent of the line voltage and thus unaffected by the variation in the line voltage. Single phase AC series motor starting torque is lower than DC series motor due to poor power factor at starting. Number 2, the motor has surpassed the DC series motor in terms of size, weight, cost for the same rating. Maximum operating voltage is limited to 400 volts. Braking of traction motors: electrical and mechanical, both types of braking are used in electric traction. Electrical braking is the traction motor are follow: plugging, rheostat or dynamic braking, regenerative braking. Plugging: this is the simplest type of braking. In this method of braking, the torque of the motor is reversed, which brings the motor and its driven machine to standstill condition রাখতে সাহায্য করবে. It is done by reversing the phase sequence of the motor. Rheostating of dynamic braking: in the method of braking, the motor is disconnected from the supply at first and operated as a generator driven by kinetic energy of the rotating part of the motor and it drives machine. Number 2, thus the kinetic energy of rotation is converted into electrical energy which is dissipated in external resistance connected across the motor at the braking. Number 3, regenerative braking. In the previous two methods of electric braking, namely plugging and rheostatic braking, stored energy of the rotating parts of the motor and its driven machines. Its wasted what is plugging, extra energy is drawn during the braking period and wasted. Number 2, in the regenerative braking, the motors remain connected to the supply and return to the braking energy to the supply. For regenerative braking is necessary that the traction motor must generate power as voltage higher than the supply voltage and at a resource constant voltage, reasonable constant voltage. Here I am ending this video.